Are you struggling to bridge the gap between reading the Scrum Guide and actually passing the PSM I exam? Many candidates fail because they don't understand the Scrum logic behind the tricky questions. In this video, we will cover PSM I certification exam prep 30 questions and detailed explanations. Master the Professional Scrum Master I (PSM I) certification with this comprehensive practice exam guide. In this video, we break down 30 comprehensive practice questions covering every domain of the Professional Scrum Master I certification. We won't just give you the answers. We will explain the why based on the latest Scrum Guide. Before we dive in, make sure to grab a notebook and see how many you can get right. Which of the following is an example of the inspection pillar in Scrum? Option A. Developing a detailed project plan for the next 6 months. Option B. The Scrum team presenting the sprint results to stakeholders during the sprint review. Option C. The product owner assigning tasks to developers. Option D. Ensuring the sprint backlog remains unchanged during the sprint. The correct answer is B. Inspection is one of the 3 pillars of empiricism. In Scrum, inspection involves checking Scrum artifacts and progress toward a goal to detect undesirable variances. The sprint review is a formal event where the Scrum team and stakeholders inspect the outcome of the sprint, the increment, and determine future adaptations. Options A, C, and D are incorrect because Scrum emphasizes flexibility over long-term planning. Developers are self-managing and assign their own tasks, and the sprint backlog can emerge as more is learned. Who is responsible for managing the progress of work during a sprint to ensure the sprint goal is met? Option A, the Scrum Master. Option B, the product owner. Option C, the developers. Option D, the project manager. The correct answer is C. According to the Scrum Guide, the developers are the people in the Scrum team that are committed to creating any aspect of a usable increment each sprint. They are responsible for managing their own work and tracking their progress toward the sprint goal. The Scrum Master and Product Owner support the team but do not manage the day-to-day work. The role of Project Manager does not exist in the Scrum framework. What is the maximum duration of a sprint review for a 1-month sprint? Option A, 2 hours. Option B, 4 hours. Option C, 8 hours. Option D, as long as needed to finish the demo. The correct answer is B. The sprint review is time-boxed to a maximum of 4 hours for a 1-month sprint. For shorter sprints, the event is usually shorter. The time box ensures that the team remains focused and efficient, preventing the meeting from becoming an unproductive, open-ended discussion. What is the commitment associated with the product backlog? Option A, the sprint goal. Option B, the definition of done. Option C, the product goal. Option D, the release plan. The correct answer is C. The 2020 Scrum Guide introduced specific commitments for each artifact to provide focus and transparency. The product goal is the commitment for the product backlog. It describes a future state of the product which can serve as a target for the Scrum team to plan against. The product owner is not coming to the daily Scrum. What should the Scrum Master do? Option A, cancel the daily Scrum until the product owner is available. Option B, make the product owner's attendance mandatory. Option C, do nothing. as the product owner's attendance is not required. Option D. Take notes and report them to the product owner. The correct answer is C. The daily Scrum is an event for the developers of the Scrum team to inspect progress toward the sprint goal and adapt the sprint backlog. If the product owner or Scrum Master are actively working on items in the sprint backlog, they participate as developers. Otherwise, the product owner is not required to attend, and the Scrum Master's role is simply to ensure the event happens and stays within the time box. When does a sprint end? Option A. When the product owner says so. Option B. When all items in the sprint backlog are done. Option C. When the time box expires. Option D. Immediately after the sprint retrospective. The correct answer is C. Sprints are fixed-length events of 1 month or less to create consistency. A sprint ends when its time box expires, regardless of whether all items in the sprint backlog are completed. If items are not done, they return to the product backlog for future consideration. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the Scrum framework? Option A. It is a complete process for developing products. Option B. It is based on empiricism. Option C. It is purposefully incomplete. Option D. It is a framework within which people can address complex adaptive problems. The correct answer is A. Scrum is not a complete process or a methodology. It is a lightweight framework. The Scrum Guide explicitly states that Scrum is purposefully incomplete, only defining the parts required to implement Scrum theory. It relies on the intelligence and collective culture of the people using it to build their own specific processes on top of the framework. Who has the final say on the order of items in the product backlog? Option A. The stakeholders. Option B. The Scrum Master. Option C. The product owner. Option D. The developers. The correct answer is C. The product owner is accountable for effective product backlog management, which includes developing and explicitly communicating the product goal and ordering product backlog items, while the product owner may represent the desires of stakeholders. The final decision on priority and ordering rests solely with them to ensure maximum value is delivered. What happens if a product backlog item does not meet the definition of done? Option A. It is included in the increment and shown at the sprint review. Option B. It is partially counted toward the velocity of the team. Option C. It cannot be released or presented at the sprint review. Option D. The Scrum Master decides if it is good enough. The correct answer is C. The definition of done creates transparency by providing a shared understanding of what work was completed as part of the increment. If a product backlog item does not meet the definition of done, it cannot be released or even presented at the sprint review. Instead, it returns to the product backlog for future consideration. What is the primary purpose of the sprint retrospective? Option A. To inspect the increment and adapt the product backlog. Option B. To plan work for the next sprint. Option C. To plan ways to increase quality and effectiveness. Option D. To provide a status update to the product owner. The correct answer is C. The purpose of the sprint retrospective is to plan ways to increase quality and effectiveness. The Scrum team inspects how the last sprint went with regards to individuals, interactions, processes, tools, and their definition of done. The most impactful improvements are addressed as soon as possible, often by adding them to the sprint backlog for the next sprint. A Scrum team consists of the following roles. Option A: 1 Scrum Master, 1 Product Owner, and developers. Option B: 1 Scrum Master, 1 Product Owner, and a Project Manager. Option C: developers and a Product Owner. Option D: 1 Team Lead and developers. The correct answer is A. A Scrum team is small enough to remain nimble and large enough to complete significant work within a sprint, typically 10 or fewer people. It consists of 1 Scrum Master, 1 Product Owner, and developers. There are no sub-teams or hierarchies within the Scrum team. Which Scrum value is demonstrated when the Scrum team and its stakeholders agree to be open about all the work and the challenges with performing the work? Option A: courage. Option B: focus. Option C: openness. Option D: respect. The correct answer is C. Openness is one of the 5 Scrum values. It refers to the Scrum team and its stakeholders being open about all the work and the challenges with performing the work. This openness is essential for the empirical pillars of inspection and adaptation to function effectively. What is the time box for a daily Scrum? Option A: 15 minutes. Option B: 30 minutes. Option C: as long as the developers need. Option D: 10 minutes per developer. The correct answer is A. The daily Scrum is a 15-minute event for the developers of the Scrum team. To reduce complexity, it is held at the same time and place every working day of the sprint. The sprint backlog is composed of Option A: the sprint goal, the set of product backlog items selected for the sprint, and an actionable plan for delivering the increment. Option B: user stories and tasks only. Option C: the product goal and the items for the current sprint. Option D: a list of bugs and features. The correct answer is A. The sprint backlog is the what items from product backlog, the why, the sprint goal, and the how, the plan for delivery. It is a highly visible, real-time picture of the work that the developers plan to accomplish during the sprint to achieve the sprint goal. Who is responsible for sizing product backlog items? Option A: the product owner. Option B: the Scrum Master. Option C: the developers. Option D: the stakeholders. The correct answer is C. The developers who will be performing the work are responsible for the sizing estimation. The product owner may influence the developers by helping them understand and select trade-offs, but the people who will do the work make the final estimate. Who can cancel a sprint? Option A: the Scrum Master. Option B: the product owner. Option C: the developers. Option D: the stakeholders. The correct answer is B. Only the product owner has the authority to cancel the sprint. A sprint might be canceled if the sprint goal becomes obsolete. This might occur if the company changes direction or if market or technology conditions change. When is a sprint over? Option A. When the product owner accepts the increment. Option B. When the sprint goal is achieved. Option C. When the time box expires. Option D. After the sprint review. The correct answer is C. Sprints are fixed-length events. A sprint ends as soon as the time box, usually 1 to 4 weeks, is over. The next sprint begins immediately after the conclusion of the previous sprint. How does the Scrum Master serve the product owner? Option A. By managing the product backlog on their behalf. Option B. By helping find techniques for effective product goal definition and product backlog management. Option C. By assigning tasks to the developers. Option D. By ordering the product backlog items. The correct answer is B. The Scrum Master serves the product owner in several ways, including helping find techniques for effective product goal definition and product backlog management, helping the Scrum team understand the need for clear and concise product backlog items, and facilitating stakeholder collaboration as requested or needed. What is the increment? Option A. A list of work to be done in the next sprint. Option B. A concrete stepping stone toward the product goal. Option C. A document describing the project architecture. Option D. A prototype that is not yet ready for production. The correct answer is B. The increment is a concrete stepping stone toward the product goal. Each increment is additive to all prior increments and thoroughly verified, ensuring that all increments work together. In order to provide value, the increment must be usable. Which topic is not discussed during sprint planning? Option A. Why is this sprint valuable? Option B. What can be done this sprint? Option C. How will the chosen work get done? Option D. How many sprints are left in the project? The correct answer is D. Sprint planning addresses 3 topics. 1. Why is this sprint valuable? The sprint goal. 2. What can be done this sprint? Selection of items. 3. How will the chosen work get done? The plan. Long-term project forecasting is not a formal part of the sprint planning event. The 3 pillars of empiricism are: Option A. Respect, commitment, focus. Option B. Planning, coding, testing. Option C. Transparency, inspection, adaptation. Option D. Transparency, courage, openness. The correct answer is C. Scrum is built upon empiricism, which asserts that knowledge comes from experience and making decisions based on what is observed. The 3 pillars that support every implementation of empirical process control are transparency, inspection, and adaptation. What does it mean for a Scrum team to be self-managing? Option A. They can do whatever they want without following Scrum. Option B. They internally decide who does what, when, and how. Option C. They don't need a product owner. Option D. The Scrum Master manages their daily tasks. The correct answer is B. Self-management means the Scrum team internally decides who does what, when, and how. This replaces the traditional command and control management style. The team is empowered to manage their own work to achieve the sprint goal. Who is responsible for the definition of done if the organization does not have one? Option A, the Scrum Master. Option B, the Product Owner. Option C, the Scrum Team. Option D, the Customer. The correct answer is C. If the definition of done for an increment is part of the standards of the organization, all Scrum teams must follow it as a minimum. If it is not an organizational standard, the Scrum team must create a definition of done appropriate for the product. When is a new sprint started? Option A, the Monday after the previous sprint ends. Option B, immediately after the conclusion of the previous sprint. Option C, after the product owner approves the new backlog. Option D, whenever the developers are ready. The correct answer is B. To maintain a consistent cadence and avoid dark time between sprints. A new sprint starts immediately after the conclusion of the previous sprint. The Scrum Master is a leader who serves. Option A, the Scrum team and the parent organization. Option B, only the developers. Option C, only the product owner. Option D, the stakeholders only. The correct answer is A. The Scrum Master is a true leader who serves the Scrum team and the larger organization. They do this by coaching the team, helping the product owner, and leading, coaching the organization in its Scrum adoption. Why is transparency important in Scrum? Option A, so that stakeholders can micromanage the team. Option B, because inspection and adaptation are only possible if the process and work are visible. Option C, to ensure everyone is working 8 hours a day. Option D, to show the product owner who is working the hardest. The correct answer is B. Transparency is a prerequisite for empiricism. If the process or the work is hidden or obscured, inspection of the results will be based on flawed data, leading to incorrect adaptations. High transparency reduces waste and risk. What is the purpose of the product goal? Option A, to provide a detailed plan for the next 2 years. Option B, to serve as a long-term objective for the Scrum team. Option C, to replace the product backlog. Option D, to describe the tasks for the current sprint. The correct answer is B. The product goal describes a future state of the product which can serve as a target for the Scrum team to plan against. It is the long-term objective for the Scrum team. They must fulfill, or abandon, one objective before taking on the next. If a Scrum team becomes too large, what should they do? Option A, add a project manager to help with coordination. Option B, split into multiple Scrum teams, each focused on the same product and product goal. Option C, increase the sprint length. Option D, only have one person attend the daily Scrum. The correct answer is B. If a Scrum team gets too large, typically more than 10 people, they should consider reorganizing into multiple cohesive Scrum teams, each focused on the same product. Therefore, they should share the same product goal, product backlog, and product owner. What is the result of the sprint review? Option A, a revised product backlog. Option B, a performance report for the team. Option C, the definition of done. Option D, a list of tasks for the next sprint. The correct answer is A. The sprint review is a working session where the Scrum team and stakeholders review what was accomplished. The outcome of the sprint review is a revised product backlog, which defines probable product backlog items for the next sprint. Which of the following best describes the Scrum framework? Option A, a methodology for software development. Option B, a lightweight framework that helps people, teams and organizations generate value through adaptive solutions for complex problems. Option C, a set of rules for managing project managers. Option D, a waterfall-based approach to product delivery. The correct answer is B. This is the formal definition of Scrum from the Scrum Guide. It emphasizes that Scrum is a framework, not a methodology. It is lightweight, and it is specifically designed to handle complex problems where more is unknown than known. That concludes our 30-question deep dive into the PSM I exam. Remember, the key to passing is not memorizing questions, but understanding the Scrum values and the empirical process. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Agile certification content. For the full practice exam suite and premium prep material, check the link in the description below.